Hello everyone. I am so excited because I am doing a very well requested video that is a houseplant tour. But this isn't going to be your average houseplant tour because I assume that most average houseplant tours include people who are knowledgeable about plants. I am not that person. I am lucky to keep any of these plants alive. In fact, I have no idea how they're staying alive because I am a terrible plant mother. But by the grace of God, I have managed to keep several of my plants alive. I actually walk into the nursery and say, I am terrible at keeping plants alive. I never remember to water them. My entire house is basically direct sunlight because I just have these massive windows on all four sides. Tell me what I need. And then they do, and it works out. So if you are struggling to take care of your plants, that is my #1 recommendation. Go to a nursery who knows what they're doing. Tell them why you're bad at taking care of plants, and they should be able to help you out. But without further ado, it is time for the tour. Up first is this Z plant, which you've probably seen in many of my videos. This guy has been abused for years and somehow still thriving.
It happened in Zanzibar 6 years ago.
When we lived in the tiny home, there were absolutely no windows. I mean, there were 3 very small windows, so it had very little light, and it survived that. So props to it. Up next, we have the money plant, and the money plant is my longest plant. Got this plant when I first moved to California 6 years ago. Was it 6 years ago? Yeah. 6 years ago. It was the very first houseplant that Justin and I bought, and when we bought it, it was only about a foot tall. And now it is like 5 feet tall. The thing is huge. So this one has been doing really well. This is really hard to kill. Really hard to kill. Good job, buddy. Good job. Up next in this window, which is giving me excellent lighting for my face, I have my succulent collection. So we have one that I did at an event with Amor Vert where we planted succulents, which was really cool. And it has grown very interestingly. Another succulent, which was a gift because I threw a house greening party. So instead of a house warming party, I asked for a house greening party where everyone brought me a house plant. Best party idea. That one has survived as well, although it looks kind of odd. And then there's another one that was also for my house greening party that is very dead. Very dead.
Stop! He's already dead.
Now this is where I film most of my YouTube videos, so you will recognize these plants. There's a hanging one above me. So happy. That is a Pothos plant, I think. And it's doing really well. It is doing very well. I've heard those are very hard to kill. And then I have a fiddle, which I've heard are very easy to kill, but mine has been doing really well. The person that I bought it from recommended that I place it in cactus soil and then only water it once a week and not with a bunch of water, which is fine because I never remember to water my plants anyways. And it gets a lot of indirect sunlight because it's over here in this corner, which is kind of dark. But there's still a ton of light in this area, as I'm sure you can see on my face right now. It's very well lit. So that one's doing pretty well. And then there's this plant right here. I think that one struggles with me as its mom because it's always kind of sad. I water it and it creeps back up though, but I think I water it too much. At first I was watering it too little, so it stayed droopy 24/7. And then I think I started watering it too deeply because now it's getting yellow on the ends. So I just gotta find a good in between, but what that is, I'm not really sure. Now I'm in the other corner of the room, and this is a monstera. I think that's how you say that. And it's beautiful, and I'm proud of myself. When we moved in here, the house came with a very old monstera that was very neglected, not watered, only had like 2 leaves on it in this massive heavy pot. And it was dying, and it just wasn't good. So I took it and I propagated it. And look at its majesty. I have done this, and I've never been more proud of anything in my life. I mean, maybe writing my book, but like second, this plant. I'm so proud. This has been such an easy plant to take care of. I'm surprised. I mean, it lived with a lot of neglect before me though, so I think it was just prepared, but it has absolutely exploded. I'm so proud of it. And speaking of proud, I am also incredibly proud of this pothos plant above me. This corner is my crowning glory of plants. Like, so good. It's just so good. This plant brings me so much joy. It's so beautiful with its long tendrils and all of its growing growth. Yes. Yes. Let's continue our tour downstairs. This is my snake plant, and I forgot to tell you one of the most important things. All of my plants are named, and I haven't told you any of their names, so hopefully I remember to continue to do that. This one is named Draco. Obviously, it's a snake plant.
Think my name was funny, do you?
This guy has grown like crazy. It has been very, very difficult to kill this plant. So if you're really bad at taking care of plants, 10 out of 10 recommend. Now we have this fuzzy plant. I have no idea what type of plant this is, but its name is Sally, and she looks pretty happy. I forgot to water her for about 6 weeks because she was in this place, like this literal like space, and I just forgot she was there. So she's got a little bit of browning from when that happened about a year ago, but I've been remembering to water her very consistently ever since, and she's got these huge sprouts. Look at them, they're huge, huge, huge. Now over here, I have a rubber plant, and this plant has done quite well for itself. It has survived very well. It has never had an issue. So if you would like to get a plant that's hard to kill, recommend. Now over here, I have a plant that has also been with me a very long time, which is a peace lily plant. And this plant is kind of tricky. I'm starting to see a lot of new growth on it, but it's been a while. I will say this plant has been with me almost 5 years too. And it struggled a little with me being its owner, but I'm starting to become a better plant mom. The more I do it, the better mom I become. This is another pothos plant. This one is nowhere near as happy as the other ones. This one has a lot of dead leaves. It's not growing quite as well. I don't know what's going on with that one. It's probably my fault. It's definitely my fault. I have no idea what kind of plant this is, but I love it. And it has been very easy to take care of. I think it's a lot of fun. I like its height. It's very spiky. It's a good one. This is another very spiky plant. I have no idea what type of plant it is, but I think it's alive. I think. I don't know. It hasn't grown in years. But I think it's alive. Yeah, and I like it. So when Justin and I moved into the tiny home, we had originally had this plant in our original living room, and then it didn't fit anymore. We didn't have room for it, so I had to put it outside. And putting it outside killed it. Absolutely killed it. But then we were in the tiny home for a year. And then when we moved into this house, I took all of that soil and I put it in this container to try and reignite it. And I did it. I saved it. And this is a prayer plant, I think. Prayer plant, peace plant, praying plant. So yeah, that is my houseplant tour, my very, very bad houseplant tour. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed getting to meet all of my babes. And they're my fave. So please give this a thumbs up. Press that big red subscribe button to be notified when new videos are coming out. And I'll see y'all in a little bit. And if you have a request for any videos, like a really bad houseplant tour or something like that, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to accommodate.